Animation Weekly Recap. And if we look extra glowing today, extra giddy, it's because we have some crazy, amazing news. Would you like to tell people what happened within our last week?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Pardon, you became a grandfather.
Oh my gosh.
You forgot? That was last week.
Was it?
That was last Tuesday.
Week. Oh my gosh.
And we shot on Monday, and you already forgot you had a grandchild.
No, I thought that was over a week ago. It feels like it's been really fast
and
really long at the same time. So
it's been a crazy week. You became a grandpa. I became an auntie.
I'm not going by grandpa. I don't like the word gran. It makes me sound old. So I'm going with...
Right. How dare you sound your age.
I'm going with buddy. We're going to see if that sticks.
Buddy.
He's my little buddy. I'm his big buddy.
Yeah, it sounds like...
It's a boy, by the way.
It's a boy. Yeah, that sounds like a very interesting choice.
It's different.
So we had a crazy
exciting.
week. We actually happened to shoot the Animation Weekly Recap on Monday of last week. Are you trying to push me out?
No.
Off the screen.
I'm including you more.
So yeah, we happened to film on Monday for actually other reasons. Mm-hmm. And then Tuesday at 12, which we usually shoot Tuesdays at 2 p.m. We happened to already shoot. Tuesday at 12, Lexi went to the hospital. She had the baby by 6:30ish.
It's been such a blur. I didn't realize that was...
That would have been the day we shoot the Animation Weekly Recap.
Yeah.
And we just got, luckily, I had a hair appointment, which then I had to cancel because Lexi went into labor, obviously. If you're looking at these roots, they need to be fixed, but...
Don't complain about hair in front of me.
That's true. True that. Anyways, so it just happened to be that we rescheduled to go earlier, and then it all actually ended up being really great because you guys were already in the hospital at that point, which would have been when we would have not been here shooting the Animation Weekly Recap. You would have missed us dearly, but don't worry, you didn't have to, and here we are as wearing new titles. Buddy. And Auntie.
Yay. We're excited.
It's been a crazy, fun week. Great. Lexi had a really smooth, as could be, given the circumstances.
Oh, yeah.
Birth. And then on top of that, he is strong and healthy.
Yeah. Already, a weekend, he's already, lifting his neck. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's going to be a bodybuilder, probably.
I think so. I think he's already.
If I could put my bets. I miss him dearly already. I had a dream that he started talking because I feel like I'm missing out on his life.
Really?
Even though he doesn't know who I am or care.
Yet. Yes, but he's gonna care a whole lot. So yeah. All my daughters are super excited. It was really fun seeing you guys get around Battle. That's his name.
I bawled.
And get excited.
Rouge.
Yeah.
I'm an emotional girl. I can't talk about her. I'll cry.
Yeah.
I showed that video of us meeting him to Dustin's dad, and he cried.
Oh, really?
He's emotional.
That's great.
Anyway, so that was our week, and I guess we shall get into our stories of the week. There's some interesting news, but I wouldn't say it's a crazy week in the news. It's no Michael Lingelbach, but... We have some stories.
We made that into news.
Yeah, we did. I'll find news anywhere I need it. So I guess let's get into it. Article 1.
Boom.
So, much to what we popular believed, we literally said this last week.
Yeah. But
box office reports are coming in for opening weekend of Elio. And it is a box office disaster. Pixar's lowest opening of all time. So it pretty much says...
I'm not celebrating this. This is bad news.
No, it is. Yeah. We do want original films coming out, and finally they did not a remake, and it just didn't go their way, so that does suck.
The remakes are making a ton of money, and the original films...
aren't.
We'll get into this, but they didn't get behind it marketing-wise. I knew so many people that had no idea.
Remember, we were talking about it last week, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then I remembered, I think I saw one TikTok on it.
Yep. So go
ahead.
So
I don't really blame the film for this, but it estimated it went into third place, estimated to have earned $21 million over its weekend, and that includes Wednesday and Thursday. $21 million. To put that into perspective, what was it? Lilo and Stitch, which granted was like their biggest box office.
The live action one.
Live action,
Yeah.
we were just talking about last week, I think did like what, 170 million, and then
Opening
another
weekend.
like 107 in international,
Yeah.
and this did 21 million. So just to put that into perspective, Equally Glum, it did 14 million from international.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
They had no idea it was coming out. And it
No.
was in 2 theaters. I mean, like, to make that little for a Pixar film, it's almost like you have to try to not make money. And it feels like that's what Disney/Pixar did, is they just didn't get behind this movie.
Yeah, and it talks about something interesting. It says the studio used to pump out pleasures that appealed to all 4 quadrants. Now it targets children, and even children don't want to see the films. A key data point on Elio, audience-wise, was 39% of viewers were under 12, nearly doubling the amount of child viewers as Inside Out 2, which drew 20% under 12. So maybe it's kind of having to do with how they're targeting the audience, because you do want to target it towards something that the parents would want to see with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's what's happening. I'm not really sure.
You know, the speculations are out there. I've read articles where they're like, well, Disney, Pixar, just nobody wants sci-fi from them. And like they're saying, oh, it's the genre.
I don't think
that
it's
they
a
picked.
genre.
Because Strange World didn't do well, and Treasure Planet didn't do well originally. You know, there's only been a few.
I love
Sci-fi.
Treasure Planet.
A lot of people have a lot of affinity for it. But I've heard people say, I haven't seen it, you haven't seen it, nobody saw it. But the
Yeah,
few
let's be
that
honest.
did,
Did any of us see it?
I saw in some comments that a lot of people said it was really good, that this was an unfortunate, because they really liked it.
Maybe it's going to be one of those films that it just needed people to come see it since they didn't market it well enough, and then the people will start talking about how good it is, and now it'll start blowing up in theaters. We can only hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't do well. That's
they
pretty
said
much
it's-
it.
I don't know if you mentioned this on the upfront, but it's supposed to be the lowest.
It is.
release
It's
from a
their
Pixar
lowest
film
ever now.
Ever. Yeah.
Lowest box office first weekend
And then
ever.
apparently the second lowest, believe it or not, was Toy Story when it initially came
That
out.
doesn't shock me. See,
Yeah.
that's another thing.
Nobody
like maybe
knew.
word could get around.
Yeah.
I think that they messed up in a couple ways, but like we've talked about before, one of those ways I think is that they kind of changed the entire film last minute.
Yeah.
That's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
So my thought is that they probably didn't have time to pull together marketing for it, because they probably
I
had an
mean-
entire marketing plan for a different pipeline, a completely different campaign planned.
Yeah.
And then they probably tried to last minute change their campaign,
Mm-hmm.
last minute throw in different marketing, and they just didn't have the time to get it out there, and they should have just probably waited to release it.
And it was right around the time, all that was happening around the time Snow White was bombing. You know, like they were having failure after failure.
Yeah.
And they're probably like, this isn't going to do well. They already didn't feel good about it. Switched things up at the last minute, trying to make it better. I hear it worked, at least from the few comments I've seen. But then, yeah, didn't know how to sell it. Just decided not to, I kind of think. I mean, they put very little into it.
I don't really understand what happened there, but it also came in right around How to Train Your Dragon came out, which is kind of like a
Yeah.
not the same weekend I would put it out personally. 'Cause
Right.
How to
Was
Train Your
this the
Dragon.
second week for How You Train Your Dragon, the live action one, or the first week? I'm not really sure, but
I think it's the second week because it says it held #1 in the United
Yeah.
States. The film gross, in a second, 37 million in its second weekend, boosting domestic cum to 160.4 million.
yeah, How to Train
Which-
Your Dragon, the live action one, is doing well.
I heard it's really well done.
I know. I think if you love that
And
movie,
I
you're
love that
probably gonna
movie.
love it. Yeah.
I like, to put this into perspective, I don't like a live action remake. I hate it actually.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in seeing it.
Yeah. I think a
I don't
lot
know
of
if I
people-
will, but I'm interested.
And that I saw that with Lilo and Stitch too, the live action remake.
I'm interested in the live action Lilo and Stitch as
People
well.
are like, oh, that looks here's the thing, and I hate to say this out loud, but it is the truth. You don't want them to screw with it too much, right? And so in both those cases, they kept what was good about the cuteness and the relationships. You could see that was in the trailer for both of those. And even a few shot for shot. So okay, it was a good sequence. I didn't want them to fool with that anyway, where their first meeting, How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, that looks
Like
pretty
that
exact.
shot for shot. But then I hear that skewed enough things that makes you go, well, oh wait, that's a little different. I want to see it now, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's like a fine line because you don't want to like mess with the heart of the film because it's so beloved for like all of these remakes. But at the same time, you don't want to just go see where they just took a animated film that took ages and was so hard to make, and all they did was use that as their storyboard.
Lion King.
Literally. And remake it.
Right? I know. That's...
Literally, they took all your work and was like, okay, make this into a board. And they used it as storyboards and then just went and shot that.
I have seen one of the artists I follow on Instagram.
Do you have a chip in your tooth?
Yeah, I've always had it. It's been there for a long time.
Yikes, get that fixed before my wedding.
Like opening things with my mouth. It's not a good idea.
Oh, I do that too.
Yeah, you'll eventually chip it. Anyway, somebody I follow online, an artist, had done a drawn version of like, here's the side view of Stitch from the live action Stitch. Here's the side view from Chris Sanders' Stitch from the animated one. You can see it's like, it's not near as good design. You know, here's, and then he did How to Train Your Dragon too, the live action to the
I will say
animated.
The live action of How to Train Your Dragon looked almost exact.
It's very similar. It's a lot less. But if you see the side by side, you can see the difference. It's not better. It's just, I don't know why they did that. Like, why change Stitch and make him look more, he does look more like an animal, I guess you could say. Less personality.
Well, I guess they're trying to make it look like he's in the real world.
I know, but you could tell some of the changes design-wise they didn't make it better. They just made it
more realistic.
More real.
But that's what they're trying to do.
But he's an alien. You don't have to go more real. You can just add fur.
Well,
but not change the shape of the head, and you know what I mean? Like,
no, I mean, I would probably want to change it to make it somewhat more realistic because it like when you're animating it, I feel like the characters are so dramatized.
Here, let me give you an example.
And their eyes are huge.
On his ears, he has two chips. There are different spots, but one is on this side and one is like up here. One is lower, one is higher. On both ears have a chip. And in the live action, they just put one chip on the left ear, not on the right ear.
That could be just to make it simpler. That's probably just a simple.
They don't care about simple and CG. They want detail and they want all this.
I don't know. I wasn't in the room of the making.
I'm
trying so hard to defend
that's a good example of like, well, why? Why did you just take a chip off when that was part of his design in the animated one? It just seems very indiscriminate. Like, no reason. Just.
Well, I'm trying to like defend them, and I don't know what to tell you. I wasn't there.
Please don't. It's not.
I wasn't in the room while they made
not
this.
Not a good look on you.
All right, well, I'm sorry, Elio, but like I did see this coming. If you took marketing advice from us, this probably wouldn't be what was going on right now. But clearly, you're not watchers of the Animation Weekly Recap, which is okay. But maybe now you can
I'm going to go sum up Elio for me. How
it's Elio?
Elio is what I say.
I say Elio.
I think it's Elio. I'm not sure. We'll know if we ever see the movie. Disney Plus.
True that. So we'll never know.
Here's the thing. I think people didn't know what it was. And part of that is they just didn't market enough. So a lot of people didn't see very much on it.
Yeah.
But mostly when you did see the trailer, because I did see it, you finally saw it, I was like, what is it? I don't know what his goal is. I don't know what he's trying to accomplish. He wants to go and be with aliens and get away from his life. But then I've seen enough clips that I'm like, well, it looks like he's got a good mom. And like, why does he want to leave her? And then on top of that, why has he got an eye patch? They don't explain it in the trailer, and it doesn't seem to be.
Why does he have an eye patch?
Well, it doesn't seem to be. I mean, something's wrong with his eye. I'm assuming. I think he needs it, but
does it have to do with like his character, or are they just throwing that in there to like throw that in there?
I'm sure they work it into the story, but it's not in the trailer, so you just keep looking at him.
I think the eye patch is cute.
And it's stuck on there like a sticker.
It's like a Band-Aid.
I know. So it looks like, did it just happen? I don't know, but
it's kind of cute.
I'm sure it's something that makes him different, right? And that's how he's going to equate to these other alien characters. And maybe there's jokes even, things like that. But did you need it? Is that a plot point? I don't know. Like, and if it's just it's almost like, okay, you do a movie and this guy's got a little horn sticking out of his head. And you go, all
Well,
right,
it's
well,
probably
that's
gonna
going to
help
be a
him to
part of the
connect
movie,
with
right?
the aliens. Like there's one-eyed aliens.
But in the
and he's
trailer,
like,
they
"Look,
don't
like
have
I-"
a scene where he's like, "Well, I don't stick in because of the horn." You know, at least that would help you in the trailer kind of go, okay, I see where they're going. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, you just
Well,
stuck
I think
something
there's a
on
lot
there.
of plot points going on
explain
here.
it.
That's probably what they're struggling with because they kind of lean more into the plot line of that he wants to go to space. And then he gets to space, and that's pretty
I
much
just
the trailer.
wonder,
So they
since
led
we
into
know-
that one and not into the covering of the eye.
And I'm sure that they talk about it in the movie. I'm
Maybe
sure
they've
they
just
do.
got a little bit too much plot points going on here.
Yeah, but it just seems like such a thing that sticks out. Like, oh, and you don't mention it at all in the trailer. I don't know. It's
Maybe we'd have to watch to find out. Maybe that's what they're going for.
And honestly, that I'm all for people with, you know, that are a little different or have little problems, or I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying, every image you see, I mean, it's his face, and you see this thing on him, and they don't mention it. I wonder if
They're probably trying to pull you in to watch to find out.
I know. I guess, you know what? They hooked me, I guess. No,
Oh, and now you're going to go
I'm
watch because you
questioning
want to
it.
know why he has an eye patch?
I don't know. I don't really want to. I just want to care about him, and I don't care about him. And it's not because the eye
Really?
patch.
See, I think he's really cute, and that's why I care about him.
Yeah, you think he's cute?
Yeah, he looks like a cute... Oh my gosh, okay.
Average. I just think he looks very average. He's got huge ears. But anyway.
I think the huge ears are cute, and his little button nose, and his furry eyebrows.
I like his nose.
I think he's cute.
His eyes are good. Furry eyebrows I'm okay with. But reminds me of Luca.
Does give off
Do you
a
see
little
that?
Luca.
Okay.
Yeah, but Luca was skinnier. He's a little, like, chubbier.
Uh-huh. But
Luca
I'm
was,
saying
like,
on the face.
skin and bones.
I wonder if people are going, oh, Luca. I've seen that.
I wonder if there's any more pictures.
You just never know what's going to throw people off. And I think they had enough things and a little too much mystery to hold. Wait, what's going on? And he's friends with a big old slug that's not appealing. I don't know. They didn't have a cuteness factor in the movie at all.
Okay, this became a roast.
I know. Now I'm just going.
I actually came into this like wanting to be you should go watch it. Like
you should.
Because this is new and original IP, and that's all that we cheer on.
Yet
the one time it comes out, you roast it.
I want to encourage originality. Go see it. We all should.
Yeah, you're doing a great job at that.
I just don't want to see it.
Okay, that's a you opinion.
I'm just trying to figure out why I don't want to see it.
Because of
What did
you,
they do
I'm
wrong?
actually gonna go see it.
I bet it's good, and I feel
I'm
bad
not.
for the filmmakers.
I'm gonna go see it.
Let's go to the next one.
I'm not gonna go see
it.
it. Okay, Article 2.
2.
This one you'll probably hate, but I like.
As long as it's not AI. I'm sick of talking about AI.
Sausage Party, Foodtopia, which I didn't know they had a series too. Serves up second helping on Prime Video in August. August 13th, their second season of Sausage Party Foodtopia will be coming out. I didn't know that they had a
so this isn't a feature film. This is a season
No, this is they made I guess they made season 1 based off the feature. It's got a lot of the original characters.
Okay.
Which I didn't know that. Which I will be going to watch this.
Is it Seth Rogen?
Have you not seen Sausage Party?
No, I haven't.
That's so shocking. You would love it.
Yeah, would I?
No, you would absolutely hate everything that it has to do with.
Are they cussing through the whole thing?
They're cussing.
Okay.
It gets sexual.
It does?
Oh yeah.
'Cause I mean,
it's
I know
very
that's
crude.
That's the whole term, Sausage Party.
It's an adult animated film, which more is coming out of. They're making another one, which maybe I'll talk about it next week. No,
right?
like the foods are into each other.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the hot dog needs its bun.
Honey bunny. Let's keep it light. Yeah. No, I get it.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, you're
Right.
my this to my that. Like, you're my
Yeah.
egg to my avocado toast. I don't know why that's what
Are
came
they
to my
are they
head.
coupling up
They're coupling up.
in a food way?
Wait, are you speaking Love Island?
No.
I'd like to
No.
couple up with this person because...
Oh no. It's a term before that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're coupling up, but also, like, there's a whole, like, okay, this is based off the film that I'm saying this, because I've not seen the series 1. There's coupling up going on, of course, like, people are in love, but then also, like, they don't want to be chosen, or no, sorry, it's been a second since I've seen it. They want to be chosen because they think that if they get picked in the aisle, like they get to go.
It's the big show.
It's like they're all like waiting to be picked. Like,
they don't know what happens.
No, they don't know what happens when they get out of there. But then like you start to learn and like all this stuff, and he kind of goes on this journey like
they're eating people.
Yeah,
right?
It's stuff like that. Yeah. It's actually really good, but yes, it's crude. And then like they go through like he goes through this journey. I can't remember why, but like through the different areas in the supermarket. So he's like it goes into like. Where the Mexican area is with like the salsas and stuff, and it's foods. All like okay, Mexican, and then he like goes to like this one that's like not a good area. I can't remember where it is, but anyways, it's
the freezer section. I don't know.
No, I can't remember where it is.
Okay, we'll assume there's an evil area in the grocery store. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's the beer.
Where's heaven in the grocery store?
That's what they think, like when they like
when
they open
selected?
the doors and you go out the shining gates. They're like, yay! But then like they find out, like it's not as pretty as they think it is.
No.
Anyways, and there's something to do with like they want to be chosen also because they know that if you don't get chosen, you get thrown out.
Oh, they do expire. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, no, they don't expire, but it's like, the groceries to throw you out by a certain date. So, like, they don't want that either.
Right. Do they see the dates on their packaging?
Can't remember.
Okay. So that'd be sort of interesting.
Anyways, it's actually good. Now, I have no idea what this Foodtopia series goes into, but
I wonder if it's as adult, the series.
I'm sure it is.
Okay. Because where's it? It's on Prime. Okay.
It's on Prime, and it's got still Seth Rogen, Will Forte, Edward Norton, and Michael Cera. Mm-hmm. And then it has a new app. Or
Sierra. I can't remember how you say his name. He's that little whiner guy.
It has a new ad, too, of characters. Marion Cotillard as Dijon Mustard, a bad butt warrior mustard princess who pilots the most effective hummy in Newfoundland? I don't know what that is.
Most effective hummy.
I hope we're not saying something bad.
It's Humey.
Are we saying something bad?
I haven't seen that word before either, so I don't know.
I'm worried we might be.
The fact that I don't know it I don't know.
No, this can't be right.
Maybe it's a name.
Oh, it's partial to the. Oh my gosh, their designs are terrible.
Yeah. Oh, that's a person.
That's a person.
Oh, the Hummy.
I guess it's a place.
Or is it a nickname?
Oh, it's a grotesque.
It's a grotesque human character.
Wait, no, it says it's a grotesque meat sack. Oh, I think it's talking about his.
I don't know. Let's stop this conversation.
Oh.
Before we get.
Okay, well, all I will say.
Explicit. Okay.
It might be getting more explicit than I expected. All I will say is that I did want to show this picture. If you could show this on the bottom, it's on the bottom of the article, Philip. You can see from a side angle, I mean, they are awful looking. Look at the guy.
They are. The human characters is what she's talking about.
Oh my gosh. I mean, well, first off, the
food?
The food doesn't look great either. Especially like the bun girl. Yeah. She looks terrible.
I think it was a really low budget feature that actually made money, and so now
they're like
they have to stay within that awful style no matter what.
But they didn't really have too many humans in it in the first, and the ones that they did have, like one of the workers at the cashier, like did not look this bad. Like the guy especially, he looks awful.
They're like really flat faced on the side.
I mean, it's like a big head, and then like all of his proportions are right here on his face.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
It is kind of grotesque.
And then his like ears are back here. It's disgusting.
Super far back.
Anyways, that's that Sausage Party season 2. So it must have done well on season 1 too if it got re-upped, and it's coming out August 13th. If you're interested, I might give season 1 a go.
Yeah, because you liked the movie.
I did like the movie.
So they didn't make a second feature.
I don't think
went right
they
into
just went
TV.
into a
okay.
That I know of.
That's the only.
But I can't say I'm like
interesting
dying for the Sausage Party news.
No.
But it must have done well enough to get a second season, which is interesting.
The world we live in.
I
That's a
should talk
success.
about a different one next week, but because they're making another like more adult feature too, I think they might be going Prime Video. And it's interesting, we're getting a lot of like
You mean Sausage
adult-
Party is, or
no, just
somebody
somebody else.
Okay, got it.
They announced it at Ansley. I almost reported on it, but I didn't.
Oh.
So maybe we'll talk about that next week because it's kind of interesting to skew towards adult animation.
Yeah, I wonder if it's, it's always been around. I just wonder if it's more popular now. It sounds like it is. And my guess is TikTok is helping that out. TikTok has something to do with it.
I don't think so.
What do you think?
I think it's just that we grew up with a lot of animation.
And you don't want to give it up, and so therefore...
I think there's a like
adult.
nostalgics, and then like the adults like, oh, they can watch adult stuff, but it be animated. Because we also grew up with The Simpsons. We grew up with American Dad. We grew up with BoJack Horseman. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we are more skewed towards throwing adult animation at us because we've seen a lot of that.
Yeah. And you liked it.
I personally
South
haven't
Park.
seen like
That
any
was
of
the other
South
one.
Park.
That's a good one.
That was a big one when I was growing up.
That's huge, yeah.
Anyways,
Okay.
so that's that. Let's get into Article 3, which actually might be some tea. Article 3.
3.
So it's, which we talked about this. Walt Disney Animation Studio CEO teases possible Disney 2D animation comeback.
Gosh, this is such a huge topic for me right now.
It's everywhere.
It
It's all
is.
everybody's talking about, but the only thing I will say, and the reason I pulled this article, is because there is an actual, like, maybe from this interview. Did you see this?
Here's what's... I just want to say this up front. Here's what's funny. This story was happening a couple months back, and it was only being shared on really kind of loser entertainment news sites, right? Not the big ones. What ended up changing, and I would go on there and be like, "This is fake news." I'd leave
Oh my
comments
gosh! Of
and
course
stuff,
you did.
because I'm just like, "This is not going to happen. This is just..." Because they didn't really have anything to back it up. They said, "Oh, it was mentioned at a..." I think the only thing I ever saw was it was mentioned at a shareholders meeting or something like
Well,
that.
and people were saying that they do 2D animation internships, but they've done that every year, even without doing CG. So it's like, you guys are just now noticing that?
They hired like 2 people, and those 2 people worked on that, 100th anniversary animated thing, and I mean, like they kept him busy for a little while, but then they did the Donald Duck short with a few of them that Mark Henn did right before he retired. But then they didn't do anything after that, and some of those people have left, and we're just only hearing the beginning of a story. We're not hearing the end of it, and that's kind of what I've been kind of complaining about. Is like, no, that's not really what happened over there. People are pointing toward the Tiana series for Disney Plus, and that was going to be all 2D. What they're not following up about is that it got canceled. They're not finishing the story.
Well, I might have some more information.
But yes, and I know where this second phase of rumors are coming from.
It's coming from Annecy Film Festival, where they were interviewing CCO. I can't remember his name.
Jared Bush.
Jared Bush. Kind of about like what has been talked about in the news.
He's the new CCO, and he's a writer and director at Disney. Done Zootopia and Encanto. Anyway. He took the place of Jennifer.
They talk about that, 'cause she's focused on Frozen 3 and 4.
3 and 4. That's a very polite way of putting it. But she also greenlit a lot of bad movies. Strange World, a lot of the ones that really flopped. So, anyway.
I see. Well, did he greenlit Elio or did she?
Oh, no, she did. It was during her regime. Yeah.
So maybe that's why he's not pushing it. Maybe he's like, I'm the CCO now.
Elio's been in production for at least 4 or 5 years. At least.
Yikes. Anyways, so he's kind of being asked about, like, would you guys ever go back to 2D and da-da-da. And he says that he would love...
very 2D friendly. They're in France. They love their 2D.
He said that he would love to make a visual shift, is what he said. But he said Zootopia 2 will push some into that, but... the bigger question is why. You can't just do it to do it. And he talks about like Spider-Verse, and he says that people like love and try to recreate what Spider-Verse did, but theirs is like deeply rooted in comic book language, so it makes sense that they did those choices. Like you can't really just, which I appreciate, like you can't just choose to do that. Granted, like you could just choose to do the film 2D and not 3D.
Well, and then the third tier he added, I saw this article, he did say, and legacy characters, like he said Disney's unique in that we have a strong lineage of characters from the 2D world that are still around. Lilo and Stitch is an example of that, unfortunately, and they just made it
I mean, that's
CG.
What they've done with all of them.
But you could say that if they made a reboot to Aladdin, they wouldn't do it in CG, although they've done live action versions, right? So anyway, I don't know if it's a good point, but he's saying, well, then that would give us a reason to do 2D is kind of what he's hinting at, is like if we were to sort of go back to some of those old stories.
But you're going back to those old stories and making them live action in CG.
And there's already been sequels to Lion King and sequels to Aladdin. They weren't very good. They were the direct-to-video stuff.
Well, one particular line that they asked about 2D potentially returning to Disney, and Bush responded with a wink, I love 2D. Right now, we have 2D artists who are doing some bonkers amazing things. I'll leave it at that.
I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
That could quite literally mean a short.
It could. And what it could mean is Spider-Verse style CG. Which is just, we made our CG look more 2D for this
That's
whatever.
So true.
And because here's what the thing that I keep bringing up. He said 2D artists. He didn't say 2D animators. There's a difference.
Okay.
They have a lot of 2D artists at Disney still. A lot of them. Almost all of the development people and the storyboard people are 2D artists. They're drawing 2D. They're not doing CG. So, okay, what does that really mean? I think it means
does he have a history at all in 2D?
I don't.
Says he loves 2D, but his whole list of what he's worked on is all.
Yeah, I don't think he does. My guess.
So you don't love 2D.
He could have gone to school and learned 2D. I don't know if he's actually
like he's just like Michael Lingelbach, like he took a class in it, like once.
I'm not gonna go there, but Jared, you're a good guy. Hey, if they bring back 2D, I might want to raise my hand, get in line.
You should go back. Yeah, that would be so cool. No.
I don't see it happening. Well, not that they won't do it. Maybe they will. But I don't see me going back, no.
It would be a lot.
Well, I'm Pencilish, and I'm pretty happy with it. And we're doing a lot of 2D.
Yeah, but what if they bring
Actually, we're
all
doing
of it?
a
What
2D
if
film
they
right now.
bring Pencilish in?
Oh, that'd be different.
And then they fund.
We'll help you.
Wait, let's talk. Like theatrics. Like what? Let's talk possibilities.
Speak directly to Jared. He's watching.
Jared.
Yeah.
Let me pitch you something.
Jared.
It's called The Secret Dakota Ring. And then you hire all of us on.
Right.
I can start learning how to animate. That's
Jared,
fine.
you're going to pay for it too. That's part of it.
You
right?
would be paying for it, yes. It's a great feature film. It's original IP. No one's done it before. And trust me, it's amazing. And it kind of like gives off Spider-Verse vibes.
Yeah.
With using different types of 2D animation.
Lots of nostalgia at the same time.
Also reaching back into comic books. It's actually very, now that I talk about it.
For those of you guys that are watching this, including you, Jared, we do want to get the news out there about what we're working on, and it's coming soon. So don't worry.
It is coming soon. We just need to finish
a couple things, wrap a few things up, but we'll show some in progress.
Are we acting secretive?
Yeah, we are. Well,
okay, I think everybody knows what we're doing, but okay.
Not everybody does, but anyway.
Yeah.
We have 200 people that are watching this right now.
That's true, and Jared's one of them.
Not this far into the episode.
Oh my gosh, no.
There's 2 people left.
Hey.
But Jared's one of them. Thanks, Jared, for hanging in there.
Thanks, Jared. We do think you should go back to 2D, and we think that you should bring us on.
Well, yeah.
Obviously.
It's a good matchup. I mean, there's not that many people. Let's say this really quick. There's not very many 2D animators at Disney anymore. They don't have enough to make a feature film. They will need to reach out to a lot of people outside of Disney to pull off a 2D feature film. I'll raise my hand. Yeah, I think Pencilish would be great for that. We could help out. We can make our own. We could be the second feature that comes out. You guys do an internal one with a lot of virtual people.
Sorry, I
We'll
got
figure
into
it out.
reading last week's comments.
Anyway. Oh, yeah, let's talk comments.
Yeah, let's talk
I
comments.
haven't had lunch yet. I'm low energy. I need
Sorry.
to go eat. Yeah.
Not your blood pressure. This is from GN Cubed. He says, it's amusing that the first thing John Lasseter does when he leaves Pixar is make a movie about a black cat, then Pixar goes and does the same thing.
I saw this comment.
What did he make?
Did you think he means... Oh, no, there was... I thought he was talking about flow and misunderstanding. No, there was a... Skydance did Luck. And it is a film about a black cat. A girl and a black cat. Yeah.
And that was John Lasseter?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if he directed it, but it was John Lasseter's company and under his watchful eye, whatever. Yeah, good points. Good point.
That is a good point.
So they're just copying John Lasseter. Pixar is.
No, literally.
Yeah.
They lost all their creativity with him. He's a good guy.
Well, I don't know if you know the whole story. What happened?
Oh.
He was kind of Me Too'd out of the company. You know, he lost his job. They kicked him out of Pixar. This is old tea.
Did I miss this tea?
You missed this tea.
Was this before we started the Animation Weekly recap?
Oh, yeah. No, this was years ago.
Should we do a report?
Do you remember the Me Too movement when it kind of started?
Yeah, is that
He was
is
part
that like,
of it.
What's it? Can you remind me? Me Too?
Oh, yeah. It was women in the film industry that were...
Right. Harvey Weinstein
Weinstein was the poster child.
Yeah.
Yes.
John Lasseter.
The worst
really?
of the worst was Harvey Weinstein.
I thought you knew him.
Yeah, I did. I know. I had very mixed emotions about it, guys. But it's politically charged. I don't know if I want to get into it, but I knew him as a friend, and and
did you know that was going on?
We weren't like super close. No, I mean. But it never really came out and was revealed what all happened. And that's sort of you could say the problem in a way, is that some of us that knew him and stuff were like, well, I know he was a hugger, but did he do anything worse?
Well, you don't know. You weren't behind the scenes.
Right. And so I don't know, so I just try and stay out of it.
Anyways, Chelsea Nick commented, totally agree that we need to be realistic with our demands around the future of AI. Unrealistic demands just discredits creators as a group further. True that. Because that was when we were talking about the protest on AI.
Yeah.
She said, we're just students fighting technological progress for the sake of old ways, which leads people to tune out the real issues as they roll their eyes and write us off as uneducated and therefore not credible.
Was the word Luddites, not dudettes?
Luddites.
Yeah, I think
Luddites.
it's called Luddites.
What is that?
This came up recently, and then I immediately said, oh wait, maybe I don't know. Luddites, I think, are people that are low-tech, that don't...
A person opposed to new technology or ways of working. Oh, that is me.
Yeah.
That's me. I don't like change.
I don't want to use a...
I just got over the fact that we moved to CG.
Right.
Now I can't get into this whole AI thing.
You're still using a typeyewriter, right? That's a Luddite. That's an extreme version.
Yeah, I mean, but maybe that is me, so...
But Grandma Corey, my mom, your grandma, obviously a lot of the older 50 on up especially are Luddites, right? They don't want to have anything to do with the internet. Yeah.
I'm surprised I sent a wedding website text out, from the wedding website. So I was like, it's a random number. I'm surprised. I got a text from grandma. I was like, oh, she's going to text me. She got a scammer texting her about my wedding or something. Yeah. Surprisingly, she texted me just like, hey, I got your text.
Oh.
I was like, huh. She probably didn't click on the link.
Right, that's different. Yeah.
Maybe Sierra will help her do that.
Trust clicking on a link, which is probably a good thing.
No, that is a good idea.
So many problems.
Yeah. Anyways,
thank you guys. This was amazing, and
that's that.
I don't know. We dug into a few things. Go see Elio or Elio,
and let us know how it is.
That's the other thing. Nobody knows how to say his name, so therefore, that's just
like
another,
Michael Lingelbach.
Another check. If you can't say the name, the title of the film, problem. Dakota Ring.
Dakota Ring, hire us. Bye.
Bye.
We didn't get the hearts this time.
See you, Jared.
Be sure to subscribe to the Pencilish Studios YouTube channel.